John here from City Beach Homes. I'm standing in front of our Fairlight project, which has been going since 2019. It's a 1930s Art Deco alterations additions home. Let's go and have a look. I get a chance to drop into the site once a week or so, and it's great to see how the guys are going and what's been happening. So we're getting to a point now where trying to get the house to a point where we can get rid of the scaffold. So the scaffold's been up most of the job, obviously so we can access the outside of the building and do all the work, put the windows in, do the rendering and the painting. It also acts as a safety barrier for the team and everyone working on site. So we've got the curved glass balustrade in, so we're almost at a point now where bit of rendering to finish off and get the painters through, and we can get this scaffold down so we can start focusing on the really lower level, which we'll have a look at in a minute. This is probably my favourite part of the house. This is basically going to be a beautiful glass lift coming up with a stairwell wrapping around it. There's a nice big atrium glass roof that we'll have a look at later, which is going to be basically drawing light down into the whole house. It's beautiful. A lot of the cabinetry's gone in, and in some cases this is having to be done a little bit out of sequence. As you can see, we've got a nice little LED strip light that's gone in after the cabinetry, so the ceiling's got to be done next, which is a little bit out of sequence, but to get that nice architectural detail, sometimes we have to do things a little bit out of sequence. Beautiful. So obviously a P&O house, the design comes from the curves like a ship, as you can see. So there's a lot of detail in the whole house that has to be married inside and out. Even the curtain recesses has got a nice curve, and it's going to have LED lights. It's going to be beautiful when it's finished. Some of the glass is curved, balustrade, as you can see, is curved. So a lot of detail and not straightforward. So we're now on the top level, which has got the dining room over there, kitchen, living, some nice decks we'll go and have a look at in a minute. I just want to look at the detail here. The guys have been doing a great job, our carpenters. So we've got the structure, which is Caulfield blockwork, and obviously we've got to build out the wall to suit the design. So we've got framing and lots of work. A lot of these older houses, there's a lot of work to do because things are at a ply metal level. So there's a lot of work to be done over the top of the structure so we can finish the job properly with the detail, the gyprock, the joinery. With a lot of architectural designs, we're pushing the envelope in terms of what can and can't be achieved. So that's one of the things that we love about doing architecturally designed homes. In this instance, we've got a glass roof. It's double glazed. What's happened is the sun's hit it and there's been an imperfection in the glass and the panel's exploded. It doesn't always happen, but it can happen. So we've got that panel up there being replaced soon. As you can see, the curve theme is the same on the floor as the building, and we'll have a tiled area we've got underfloor heating in there, but this will be an inlaid carpet. We've got curved windows. We've got this raised coffered ceiling, which acts as a feature. It draws light into the room, and it's good for ventilation as well. Gyprock's been put up, joints have been set, and as you can see, they've been sanded. So we're just about ready for painting, which is pretty exciting on this level. Got some glazing coming in tomorrow. So it's curved glass, so it's taken a little while to get ordered. We've got a curved glass window here, so that we'll be able to get rid of this hoarding. It's going to look spectacular, the view of the harbour. So there's a curved island bench here in the kitchen, which would be amazing. And then a kitchen wouldn't be complete without its own butler's pantry. Also have your extra dishwashing facilities in here. Looking forward to seeing this area. This is a fireplace going in, all cabinetry, so in the next couple of weeks that'll be going in. So there's lots going on. There's a little powder room around the corner there. There's a little bar around the corner here. And as you can see out on the deck, we'll jump through here, but everything's a detail. So we've got beautiful double glazed doors. This will get waterproof, this lowered section, and then we've got tiles going on pedestals, so it's up nice and flush. So it'll be just a nice level transition. No Australian home would be without a beautiful deck, and I have to say, I would be spending a lot of time out here if it was my house. Stunning. We're now on the roof, and as good as the view is up here, unfortunately there's a limitation to how much you can build. There was a talk of the owner having a little viewing platform up here, which got knocked on the head for obvious reasons. But as you can see, it's been utilised pretty heavily for solar. Interesting to note, the original design had a metal roof up here at 1 degree pitch, and with its aspect of that's Sydney Heads there, so we're looking straight down the harbour, sort of at a south-easterly aspect. So that any heavy rain and wind that water would run uphill. So it was our belief that an experience that a tin roof would have been a bad idea for us and the client long term. It would have failed. So we've invested in concrete, which is fairly impervious on its own, and then we've finished that off with a torch-on membrane. So we've just come out of the media room onto the pool terrace. So this can be a pretty cool spot, obviously heated pool. And one thing I wanted to note about the stone is has been recycled from the old house, and it was also quarried from the block when it was built. So the sandstone's actually from this location, and our stonemason Frank has done a tremendous job here refacing it and utilising it into the new build. So I'm now standing in the spa, but as you can see, we can't start work on completing the pool and spa until the scaffold goes down. So everyone's working hard to finish off the rendering, the painting, and then the other work that has to be done externally, so we can strip the scaffold and then really hit this area hard. It's going to look amazing. So there's a significant amount of landscaping to be done out the back here. A lot of retaining walls. Pool will have a wet edge, so this will be all tiled, and then planting, glass balustrading. So there's a lot to do yet down here. It's going to look pretty cool though. I can't wait to see the scaffold come down. So we're down in the backyard now, and this continuous theme of curved walls down here as well. And you can get a real sense of the size of the structure from down here. It's going to be spectacular when that scaffold comes down, I keep saying. I remember back in 2019 when we started this job, one of the biggest issues we had was getting a machine down here. We could actually only get quite a small machine, which meant the excavation took a lot longer than anticipated. One way we got around that was permission to access the neighbour's property to unload and load with small trucks, so that's been quite helpful. One of the things we need to manage during the project is when changes are made to the design. As an example, the concrete balcony off the main bedroom was added. So not only does that need to be designed, it has to be approved, so it has to go back to council. And then obviously we've got to add that into our project schedule as well. Another thing to be aware of when talking to builders about a building project, depending on the complexity of the job, is make sure that the builder has had experience with those particular sorts of jobs. This job is not a job you want to have a very limited experienced builder on. Access has been very challenging, so just be aware that there's a level of commerciality that comes with these bigger projects, and the builder should have had experience in this type of work. Really important. So that's a bit of a walkthrough of the project at Fairlight today. We'll come back in about a month or so. I'm excited to see more stuff happening here. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and reach out if you've got any questions about building, business, what sort of projects we can do, our availability. Yeah, get in touch. Thanks.